In this lesson, I will explain to you linear equations, and we will start from scratch linear equations. We will solve some basic and then we will move on to the complicated one. So here we have only one variable. In the next few lessons, we will discuss the two variables equations, linear equations. So see, the question is solve for A. You have to solve this linear equation for A. It means that you have to find out the value of A. And A is the variable. See, the name indicates variable. It can have different values. So you have to find out the value of the variable. Instead of A, we can use B, C, D, X, Y, Z. Any letter we can use for variable. So first I will explain to you these two lines. To solve for a variable, use inverse operations. What does it mean, inverse operation? Inverse operation means that suppose if there is a division sign, you have to make it multiplication. How I will show you. If there is a negative sign, then the inverse is positive. If it is positive, the inverse is negative, and so on, right? To undo the operations, why we use inverse operations? Because we want undo the operations in the equation. Be sure to do the same operation on both sides of the equation. So in these two lines, both side of the equation is very important, and inverse operations, these two things are very important. I will show you what does it mean here. I'm going to solve this question. This is 6 is equal to A divided by 2, and this line represents division. This is division sign, right? So you have to find out the value of A. A is the variable and the question is solve for A. So here you need, this is called the left hand side of the equation, and this is the right side of the equation. This one is the right side. On your right side you have A divided by 2, and your left hand side you have to 6. So you have to find out the value of A. It is variable, and see, this is the division line. So this is 2, A divided by 2. So what is the inverse of division? The inverse of division is multiplication. So you have to multiply right hand side by 2. This is the meaning of use inverse operations, right? And this is on the numerator. If you do not have any denominator, you can write down 1, but it's up to you. It is not compulsory to write down. And here is, be sure to do the same operations to both sides of the equation. So what we did on the right side of the equation, multiply by 2. So same operation you have to do on the left side as well. So this 2 1 time 2, 2 1 time 2 will cancel out. Only A is remaining on your right hand side, and 6 2 times 12 or 2 6 times 12. This is the answer. The value of variable A is equal to 12. Another method I will show you, and this is also called one step linear equation because you can solve it in one step. So see, it does not have any denominator, so it means it has 1. So 6 over 1 is equal to A over 2. Same thing, you have to find out the value of A. This is the variable. So here you will do cross multiplication. Instead of multiplying 2 by here, 2 by here, you can do cross multiplication. See, the multiplication sign is like this. It is like this. So you have to multiply A by 1, A 1 time A, and see 6 2 times 12. So A is equal to 12. In one step you solve this question. What we did, cross multiplication. A is equal to 12, right? Okay. We will move on to the second question. Now 3 is equal to B divided by 2. So the same thing I have mentioned it here to solve for variable. What is the variable in this question? B. It means you have to find out the value of B. So use inverse operations to undo the operation. So first of all, you have to see what is the relationship between B and 2. There is a division relationship, B divided by 2. And what is the inverse of division? Inverse of division is multiplication. So you have to multiply your right hand side by 2. And keep in mind that you have to write down 2 in numerator, not in the denominator, because this division is already in the denominator. So divided by 1. And the same operation, what we did here, we did multiplication by 2 on the right hand side. So same thing we will do on the left hand side. This is the important point. Be sure to do the same operation on both sides of the equation. Right, 3 is equal to b over 2 we had in the question. We multiply it by 2. Why? Because we want only b here on right hand side. And then 3, 2 times 6. This is your answer. So the cross multiplication method I will show you here, equal to b over 2. This is in the numerator, right? If you want, you can write down denominator. So I told you cross multiplication. What is cross multiplication is you have to multiply this by by 1, 3 by 2, and this is also the sign of multiplication. So b multiplied by 1 equal to b, and 3 multiplied by 2 is equal to 6. So this is the answer. You cannot multiply like this. You cannot multiply in this question like this. Cross multiplication. One more question I will solve for you. So here 12 is equal to C t over 3. So what you have to do, again, see what is the relationship between t and 3, division. So multiply by 3, and the same thing you have to do on your left side as well. This will cancel out each other. 12 3 times 36, so t is equal to 36, right? Another method is 12 equal to t over 3, right? Cross multiplication. In this case I am not going to write down 1 in the denominator, because it's already understood if there is nothing in the denominator it means 1. So cross multiplication, this one, and here you have 1, and here is 3. So 12 3 times 36 equal to t. So what is here? Okay, this is like this. Solve for x. Now our variable is x. So what we will do, 14 equal to x over 3. Again you have to multiply it by 3 in order to get only x on your right hand side. So x is here. What we did on the right hand side, we did multiplication by 3. Same thing you have to do on the other side as well. So 14 by 3 is equal to 42, and this is the answer. And here I will show you other cross multiplication. This is equal to x over 3. So see, in the denominator you have 1, x 1 times 1, so just write down x here, and 14 3 times 42. In one step you can solve it. So these are the practice problems, and here I have mentioned the answers as well, but you have to solve it please first, then you can tell your answers. If you have any question related to one step linear equations, you can write down in comment section. Please do not forget to subscribe to my channel Saima Academy. Thanks for watching.